Welcome back to Care for Boys. Today we're talking about what Asian is the most likely to kidnap Maduro.
Oh my God.
Venezuelan? The Venezuelan? No.
Which one? Okay. I wonder which ones have the best like special ops in Asia.
That's what it's gonna take, huh?
Yeah. And I did used to watch those like top 10 best special training shit. And then like they would show you like all the different like militaries. And I guess like Malaysia actually has a really sick one. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
But they all have to have one because they have to do operations. They all have defense.
You gotta have, I guess, two things. One is who has the capability, and the other one is who has the motive.
Wait, is there a reason why Asians should kidnap Maduro?
I guess China, in terms of motive, right?
Like who wants to control the oil there, right?
Yeah.
But also, I don't have very much confidence in Chinese special ops.
Hey,
because they're brand new. They haven't been training. It's like, imagine like you try to send your basketball team who you've been rehearsing with only Chinese people for the last 20 years and you send them to the NBA and get destroyed. They've been doing this shit for fucking decades.
Because they're short or because they don't know what's going on?
Maybe Korea. Maybe because they
cross-train with America.
Yeah, they joint operation with all the Western nations. And then they're actually in war. So like they're constantly training. Their whole population goes to boot camp. So like they might just be more like trained. But then China has the population, and then they probably train in secret, and they got the money.
Yeah, but they don't have the experience, the actual like real world experience. I think they'll get smoked.
Maybe the North Korea guy, dude. I think the North Korean guy
North
would be the one.
I think they have old tactics.
Have you seen those North Korean like military videos where they're doing cartwheels and shooting? Like a special ops dude would do a cartwheel out of nowhere and then like shoot a target, and they think that's sick.
I think that's sick.
I think that guy will, if they go up against ours, they'll get smoked.
What if that's the whole point?
You guys are shooting each other. This motherfucker throw a cartwheel and he fucking shoots you. Like, damn, I deserve to die.
They're just showing the entire world their military foolishness. So everybody's like, dude, they're not a threat.
That's a pretty good tactic.
These guys think they're the Matrix, dude.
And then I think the other group that'd be sick, but I don't think they have the motive, is the Gurkhas, Nepalese Gurkhas.
Oh, those guys.
Because they do their special forces training in Great Britain.
But I thought the Gurkhas was UK military though. I didn't know that.
They're from Nepal.
Yeah, I thought that was UK military.
No, they go to I think it's like a joint operation, but they go and do the special forces in Great Britain. And who are the people that invented the whole special forces concept to begin with? Yeah.
What do you guys think of the whole Maduro thing over there in Brazil?
It's just like here. It's like the split between like Democrats and Republican side and leftists, and
the exact same split. Really?
I've watched a hell of videos. I mean, it's just wild. So the president that we have right now is a president that was proven guilty in court for like
Lula, right?
Yeah, he basically fucking stole the most money out of like anybody around the world, from where I understand. From like, cause we are like reaching oil and all other kinds of stuff. So he was caught on like many schemes when he was, cause they were ruling for like a total of like 12 years.
Wow.
In a row. And then finally we got a different president. Now they put that guy in jail.
Bolsonaro.
Yeah, and they put that guy in jail basically on like conspiracy to try and kill the new president.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he's in jail. So it's like it's pretty wild. And again, that's because I'm on the other side, I guess. That's why I'm putting it like that. But then whenever you see this guy interviewing them and being like, hey, how do you feel, about people saying this and this and that? Like, they're like, yeah, fuck that. It's like, well, if I told you that was Lula that said that, they're like, and you just see them freaking out, like, what the fuck you talking about? And fuck you, and they just get angry, like, instead of having a good argument.
Huh.
So yeah, it's very similar.
Very similar then. Yeah.
Remember they did those street interviews here too, when they would list out all the stuff that like Joe Biden did.
And then they think you're talking about them. It's like, if I told you it was Joe Biden that said that. It's basically what they're doing.
Yeah, they did that too.
Yeah.
And then people get mad. Yeah.
Guys just like freak out and fight about it. But I think from the perspective of anyone that has like, common sense, is like, dude, it is what it is. Like they were already, people were living in a hostile environment for the longest. So I saw another video of this Venezuelan guy here where like he went to a protest. He's like, hey, are you from Venezuela? Like, I'm from Venezuela. Are you from Venezuela? No, I'm not. That guy is. And he goes, yeah, are you from Venezuela? Yeah. Are you? What part? And then the guy's, I don't know. So basically it was like a bunch of South Americans or someone from somewhere else that got hired to go there and do a
Paid
Man.
protesters. Wow.
to act like they're protesting against it here. When like nobody was really, it's like, no, those motherfuckers are from Venezuela. So I was like, see, like I can see that because I don't see anybody living under a dictatorship that's like, man, we love that guy, man. That was our dude. Like the country's
The people at the
fucked,
top
you know?
love that guy.
Yeah, it's fucked.
His buddies love
Everybody's
that guy.
celebrating.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, finally. Oh.
I have 2 Venezuelan friends, and they're both extremely happy. Yeah, extremely happy.
At least you get a chance now.
I see a lot of just Venezuelans coming out and being happy, but I don't see anyone saying like this shouldn't have happened.
I see a bunch of white ladies saying that.
No, that's what I'm trying
And I
to.
also see a bunch of white ladies talking over.
You shouldn't do that. I'm like, at the end of the day, it is like, you know, like anything in the history of the world is a dirty move of like power, and there's definitely some interest in there. They're probably making some good money out of it. I've seen like people talking about they got hella money in silver, you know, like from their thing. So I don't know exactly what the move was for America to go and do it. But again, if America didn't do it, someone could go and do it. They're just like, at that point, they're like in a weak situation, you know, 'cause
Right.
they're self-destructive, I guess. And it's a small little country
With the fuck ton of oil.
with a fuck ton of oil.
Fuck
Yeah.
ton of oil.
You know how some people are like, oh, we shouldn't promote colonialism and all that stuff. But I'm like, just listen to what the locals are saying, because I know hella Cantonese people that wished Hong Kong stayed under British rule. They fucking loved British like governance, Western style, because there's more equality. And then
Charles wouldn't be sad of being the only country in South America to have fucking dollar as their pay, you know, especially if things do like upscale their economy and they have like a better life now because they were all in poverty. And
What was the
fucked.
biggest change? Because it was like 99, right? That's when.
I mean, they were protesting to not go back to China.
Oh, the 99-year rule thing where yeah. So I remember that celebration that was broadcast over TV. But yeah, after the 99 years under British rule, they had to give it back to China. But I mean, yeah, like in a very westernized, forward-thinking world, the things like, you know, civil liberties, equality, all that stuff, it goes right back to a communist kind of, you know, miles away kind of dictatorship type of communism. So of course there are some people against it, but you're not allowed to say that publicly. You know, yeah.
Their speech laws and things like that weren't being. They were gonna basically. They're like, don't worry, it's gonna be. You're gonna be able to govern the same way. That's what they said. But as time went on, journalists were getting kidnapped. All these, and then there was that controversy that made it really tense, where there was someone that like said some shit in Taiwan, and then when they went back to Hong Kong, the Chinese police took them, and like it was just all kinds of messy things because of the conflicting laws that they had, where like the speech laws in Hong Kong was conflicting with China.
Huh.
It's one of those like you totally have free speech, and then there's like this little corner of like, except as long as you don't say anything against the CCP, you know, like
I got you.
That happened in Brazil too. Like I think it was back in the 80s or 70s, I want to say. But like same thing, dictatorship, you know, leadership of the country, and they start kidnapping everybody and get all these artists. They're like free speech, you know, trying to like tell people stuff. They're all running out of the country and going to live in Europe for like a minute until years later they're finally over. But like, a lot of people disappeared at that point. Nobody knows what the hell happened. You
And
know?
I don't understand why Americans want socialism or anything close to it. You need to listen to people that ran away from it. Because I'm like, or yeah, just move out.
Talk to any Cuban lady, man. Cuban people will tell you a bajillion times over why you should.
But they think that they're kind of dumb minorities and they don't know what they're talking about.
Well,
Because,
because every
like-
time you bring it up, they say that's not the one they're talking about. They go,
Well,
that's not perfectly executed. But
Then
we'll
which
see.
one is?
New York, apparently.
Oh gosh.
Nice.
I know.
So I mean, I guess it really still comes down to like oil, right? The Venezuelan situation with Maduro and stuff like that. Well, of course, you know, there's maybe the front-facing concept of like drugs and trafficking to this, you know,
Warranted the reason, yeah.
yeah. But of course, it's clearly oil. I mean,
But number one reason's about freedom.
but even then, right? Like they're talking about how like the mismanagement and the production of like oil barrels and stuff like that from Venezuela has like dropped from like 2 million to like 800,000 per month or something like that.
But another reason why they had to act, and this is not a moral one, but a strategic one, they had to act quickly because China was already working on getting it by giving Venezuela hella loans and stuff. So they use what's called soft power. So they do it through
Like what with Africa, huh?
yeah, so they do it all over Africa right now, where they'll be like, dude, we're gonna build your roads, we're
Mhm.
gonna build all these things,
Make
and
it
then they're like,
infrastructure.
hella good, we'll give you cheap ass loans, whatever. And they know that a lot of these poor countries can't pay it back eventually, so they go, that's cool. Well, maybe you can
Yeah.
let us manage your oil fields, and we can like,
Or parcel it off to us.
Yeah.
You guys have oil? No shit. Well, that's how you can pay us.
yeah, and that's how they
Yeah.
that's their style. Western style is more like coming in guns blazing
Mhm.
and then like exploit it.
And regime change, right? It's like we put somebody in power that's gonna be a puppet to us. We're gonna sign a sick deal that's kind of a ripoff to you guys, but you know you'll get a royalty on it.
But from the citizens' perspective, I feel like if you're a restaurant owner, you're gonna get extorted anyways. Do you want a clean, organized gang coming in and you kind of have stability, or you have like MS-13 where they're gonna come in and rough up your shit? So I think that's what it feels like. The citizens are like, well, I'd rather have America. Everyone's gonna be corrupt, but at least when America goes somewhere, it feels like there's a little bit more stability.
It's pretty crazy hearing Marco Rubio too on the Sunday shows, just being like, "Oh, they'll do whatever we want. It's not. I'm not worried about it." It's like, dang, dude, that's crazy. Just being that brazen about it.
Yeah. It's like they're both lies, but one of them's less messy.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And this is the dark side about like being proud to be an American, right? Because like in that same concept of if everything kind of sucks, everything's corrupt anyway,
Yeah,
then like shit, luckily we're on maybe the gangster side.
yeah. At least we're on the extorter side.
Yeah.
If you look at it like from a heartless perspective, it's like America's conquering has a better result in a way, which sucks to say. But it's like when you think of other countries conquering America, would they really make it better? A lot of them wouldn't.
Yeah.
Denmark would.
Wow, Ryanimay.
Why? By doing what
That's
exactly?
what the blue hair people say. I don't know.
By making it all white?
They could give us a free healthcare. Duh.
By making everyone white?
Don't bring color into this. I don't see color.
No, but it does. It sucks because if you look at just stats, it's like that. You know, like even like the British rule. Like,
Yeah.
there's some things that are inarguably of higher quantity.
You guys ever see an Asian guy with a British accent?
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
I haven't. Send me those. Send me those videos. Send those videos to me when you see them.
I have friends in England.